Chavez. I mean, you can hear a low-key corner here. I mean, they know what's the point, demanding more from Johnson. It just isn't there.
Tenth round. Johnson, you feel, needs a knockout. Needs to produce one humdinger. He's done it once or twice in his career.
Well, I wondered in the middle rounds if even Chavez was happy with the pace, but you can see he is. He's in great condition as usual, and he can still maintain the pace. Catching him cleanly now.
You just can't seem to miss him, particularly with that right hand. Good little performer, and only the top guys really, I think, are capable of beating this Jesus Chavez. Whether it'll be quite the same force up at lightweight would be open to debate.
Well, in the last 10 years, Ian, it's only Morales and Floyd Mayweather Jr. that he's lost to. So, I mean, that's not bad because he's mixed in decent company.
Yeah. Beaten people like Troy, Dorsey, Tom Johnson, John Brown, and Javier Howder, who beat Leavander Johnson. And of course he beat Carlos Famoso Hernandez when he came back from his injury after the Morales defeat.
Really, Johnson doesn't seem to have much left in the tank. He's been forced into fighting the wrong fight all the way through, and he just looks worn out now.
These last few rounds could be very, very difficult, I think, for Leavander Johnson. Is he going to be able to stay there, or will he be stopped again in a World Championship fight?
See, he's not even able to wind up one decent, powerful punch to come back with. Everything he does has a tired look about it.
It's been a very good effort, this, from Chavez again. Doing what he wants almost, isn't he, now?
Yeah, and the fact that everything is so loose about Johnson, these long-range right hands, he doesn't have the reflexes to get his hands up in time to block them. His hands should be up. I mean, if you look at Chavez, his hands are where they should be, his chin is where it should be, everything's nice and tight and compact, and he's getting the results.
And he's beginning to tee off on Leavander Johnson now. Even dropping his hands, throwing in a big right hand again there. He's really having to suck this up. Leavander Johnson really just trying to salvage his pride. He's looking a well-beaten champion here at the moment.
And these body punches are sickening at this stage of a fight. I think I'll be glad to hear that bell.
Chavez is unmarked as well. Has a landslide kind of lead. Now I wonder what they're going to do in the Leavander Johnson corner. I know that Margaret Goodman, the ring doctor, has gone over there. The referee's having a look now. Has he had enough, Leavander Johnson?
It's a 2-round fight now.
Well, it sounded at the end of the last round in his corner that they knew he didn't have much left. They must know he's well behind here. I wonder maybe it's time just to think about getting him out.
Drop that shit and work.
Listen, need a knockout. You hear me? Let's do this.
When he's coming right at you,
straight to that too, man.
Don't let him do that.
You need a knockout, is what they're telling him.
Step around him.
Okay for them to say, rather more difficult for him to do, I fancy, at this stage of the game.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem to have any snap in his punches for the last couple of rounds, so I don't know where he's going to find the knockout power.
Well, can Leavander Johnson provide something sensational late in the fight? No, here's Chavez again, who now clearly wants to finish the argument. Not stopping throwing leather right at the start of the round, almost inviting Tony Weeks, the referee, to take a closer look and maybe step in and stop this, which would put the cap on a very fine performance. There's nothing coming back from Johnson. Head punches raining in. The stoppage is now, right now. In the 11th round, Jesus Chavez, two-weight world champion, rips the title from Leavander Johnson with a very convincing performance.
Well, the praising, no substitute for experience. Chavez knew by the body language of Johnson that one big attack could finish this, and that's what he came in with, and that was a real quality attack to finish an excellent performance on. He knew Johnson had nothing left, didn't care about the knockout. He knew if he just kept throwing punches, the referee would have no choice. There were no power in the counter punches that were coming back, so he could just open up and do his thing, and that really was impressive.
Well, he's just signed for Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions, an emerging force in world boxing, and what a way to start at lightweight with a stoppage win to take the IBF title.
And an amazing volume of punches to start the 11th round. I mean, this guy is in excellent shape. Just, he knew it was one big attack away from being champion, and he just didn't stop the punches flowing. Nothing coming back from Johnson because he had nothing more to give. A gutsy and a brave performance from the champion, but all the way through he was forced into fighting the wrong fight, and he could never get himself into it. And the body shots at this stage, when everything else has gone wrong, I mean, that really was a signal, that last body shot. Good timing on the stoppage too.
No arguments about that at all. The only surprise was that it wasn't stopped a bit sooner.
Steps in and calls a halt to the contest. The official time, 38 seconds of round number 11. Now, a three-time world champion and new IBF Lightweight champion of the world, Jesus El Matador Chavez.
Great win for him. His family and friends are celebrating it as well. He's a good guy as well, Jesus Chavez, a value for money operator. He's a good guy to have around in the sport. I think Leavander Johnson's age was a factor as well there. At 35, he just couldn't stay away from Chavez and was never seriously in the fight, I'm afraid.
Yeah, well, you could see in the early rounds that Johnson knew the tactics that he should employ. He tried to do that, but Chavez wouldn't have it. He drew him in right from the first round, drew him into his kind of fight and kept him there all the way through.
Thank you very much, Jim. Congratulations, Jesus. You came to Las Vegas for the biggest gamble of your life. Was that in part an incentive for the way you fought from the opening bell?
I think it was. I felt very relaxed coming into the fight. All along, my training camp was very happy. I had a really good training camp, and Oscar's people treated me great. They certainly made me feel at home, and I feel real good. I feel good. I feel like a champ.
So no regrets about not taking twice as much money for beating Hernandez, a fighter you had already beaten soundly, in order to win this title?
Not at all. I think that I was here in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand for redemption, for my own redemption from losing to Eric Morales here at the MGM, and coming back over here and regaining my title.
What do you see in the future? Is it Barrera if he wins later tonight? Is it Morales down the road? Is it another lightweight title holder? Do you have any desire on your own?
I do. I have the desire to fight the best out there right now, either at lightweight or at super featherweight. I'm flexible.
Your wife is in Baghdad with the engineers, a lieutenant in the Army. She will see this fight on a delayed basis. Are you going to call her as soon as you get out of the ring to tell her what happened?
Without a doubt, the engineers, the 386, his motto is to reinforce and destroy. That's exactly what I did with my body. I reinforced, I just destroyed, and this one goes out to the 386 in Baghdad.
Is she in more danger than you? Do you worry about her?
I do worry about her a lot. You know, she's out there fighting a war, and I'm fighting my own war here, earning a living with my two hands. And I can't wait for her to come back and celebrate with me.
Thank you again.